Hey, what's up? Hopefully everyone is staying safe and healthy in these interesting times. Thank you, Car. It is now day 2 of New South Wales closing all non-essential places such as pubs and clubs and gyms, as well as restaurants are now takeaway only, which has been good for me as I'm saving a bit more money, as well as I'm working from home, which is saving me money as well, because the office has recommended everyone to work from home, which has been a fun challenge being back home. I was working in the office for I think 8 months or so, and just adjusting back to working at home, you definitely notice some pros and cons. Definitely some pros is that you get to hang out with some family a little bit more, but also that comes as a con because it's definitely a lot noisier, and that's one of the reasons I'm filming outside. But also like neighbors and dogs, definitely you can hear it in the video. On top of that, another thing is that you can get a lot more distracted when you're working from home because the kitchen's just down the hall, as well as I have my TV right next to my desk, so watching Netflix is very tempting. However, I feel like I'm being pretty good at not getting super distracted. And that's because I used to work from home all the time, and I have some tips and some things that really help me keep me on my toes to stay productive. So in this video, I thought it'd be interesting to showcase some essentials that really help me stay productive, as well as share some tips that could be helpful to you as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with the first one is this Husky Cup, which is great because I'm someone personally who always likes to be either eating something and snacking on something or drinking something. So I always use this to make a tea, especially because it is getting a little bit colder nowadays. So this is definitely number 1. Number 2, and my girlfriend can definitely attest to this, is a monitor. This one in particular is an AOC 1080p 23.8 inch monitor from Kogan, and although it's not super color accurate, it does do a great job of being a good display, as well as it's only about $179 retail, or that's how much I paid for it. So for the price, you really can't go wrong. I am on the market, however, for a new monitor that is 4K and more color accurate, so if you have any suggestions, pop them down in the comments below. Number 3 is a SteelSeries 1 meter mouse pad. These are really awesome, and I first found out about them about 2 years ago, something like that, off Linus Tech Tips video, and it's been awesome. Especially when I used the laptop, when I sat it down, it didn't have to scratch the table, and now it gives me a little bit of a palm rest as I use my mouse and keyboard. Number 4 on the list is a Logitech MX Master. This is version 3. For the longest time, I used the version 1, which also was great. And with my mices, everyone has their own personal preference, but this one is awesome because it has its own customizable buttons, so you can customize it to do anything on your computer. It also links in with Premiere Pro, After Effects as well, so you can actually customize certain buttons to work specifically in the Adobe programs. Number 5 on the list is the Logitech Craft keyboard. I was doing so much research on what keyboard was the best. Prior to this one, I used an ASIO mechanical wireless keyboard, and that did a great job, but it was a little bit too noisy to work around other people. So this one doesn't make that much noise, as well as it's cool because it has a knob in the top left-hand corner that you can use in like Adobe programs or anything, and you can customize it to do certain things. Like in Photoshop, I have it set as zooming in and out. And when I'm not in a program, it's just my volume wheel, and it does a really great job. Number 6 is this Mophie wireless charger. My dad actually recommended this to me, and it is awesome because it stands up your phone as well as charges it. So that way, if you ever get a notification, you don't have to pick up your phone and look at it. It's always standing there. And this actually really helps me, so that way I don't have to always open my phone and check what it is. I can just see it, and if I need to answer it or if I need to reply back, I will. Otherwise, I will just let it be. Last but not least, I highly recommend a dedicated space of work. This really helps you get into the mindset that it's time to work. Prior to this, and I believe everyone is different, but when I was using a laptop and I floated around, I got in the habit of just moving around and doing different things on my laptop as well. So having a dedicated space really helped me focus on just work specifically. In combination with that, two things that really helped me get some work done is number one, having a 40-minute timer. And this is really helpful, so that way it pushes me to do some work in that 40-minute time slot, and then I get to have a little bit of a break, whether that is do some push-ups or get myself a new tea. This is really helpful. And to help me feel accomplished, I really believe in having a to-do list, so that way when you do something, you're able to cross it off, and that really helps me feel like I actually did something that day. Sometimes I would even do stuff and then write it down and then cross it out. But it's just these little things that really help me feel more productive. Hopefully this helps you stay productive as well as safe. This is an interesting time. Videos are getting postponed, which is unfortunate, but it's a good time to upskill, stay home, learn new things, such as I have a workshop coming up on April 4th, which is going to be super exciting. It was supposed to be in person, but unfortunately it's going to be now live streamed, which is cool actually, because now anyone can join for $5 Australian. So if you wanted to go to that, I'll put a link down below, as well as links to all the things that I talked about in this video as well. But in the meantime, I am working on a bit more motion graphics. So I'll pop some tutorials up on this channel as well, as I am looking into some stock footage tutorials. So that way it can help you guys, if you are filmmakers out there that have some footage just laying around, this might help you get some money in the meantime. So stay tuned for that. Check out this movie, and I'll see you in the next one.